Thanks. All right. Yeah, thanks a lot for the introduction. I introduced myself already beforehand. I work with OWASP SAMM for the last years, and it's my first OWASP SAMM user day today, and I wanted to share some insights with you, but not because I think I'm the most experienced SAMM expert here in the room, definitely not, but to spark some discussions and maybe to also get some feedback what I misunderstood and why I did it completely wrong, and why my mistakes are really dumb. So let's see if it goes this way today. All right, so my name is Clemens. I'm from Munich. I work as a software security engineer at a IT project center, so we develop software for our clients and also help them to develop software themselves. And in this role, I worked with our own teams, but also with several clients. And in the last 2 or 3 years, I had some clients with very different maturity, where we started to build some kind of AppSec program, and I used OWASP SAMM for that a lot. And yeah, mostly for the initial assessment and getting things done, but in some companies I'm still helping them along the implementation as well. And most of them did not have any or a little security processes in the beginning. So I want to share some experiences today, also some opinions, and I hope we can get some discussion there. So I brought with me 5 lessons learned from my work with OWASP SAMM, especially when starting with OWASP SAMM. And the first one was that using SAMM in different companies, in different environments might need some different approaches. And that may sound like a no-brainer, but I made the experience that SAMM has different value in different environments. So for example, one client, we used SAMM a lot for justifying why we need some specific activity in the beginning, because we had a lot of discussions with every new activity, like do we really need to threat model all applications, for example? And then we had a lot of discussions every week with some teams, some management, and it really helped us to use OWASP SAMM as a baseline, and we agreed once to aim for level 1 in this case, and used it as something that does not need to be debated every time again. And in another company, they already had some security measures in place in different teams, but the teams were very heterogeneous, so the developers were very mature in their own, but there were little guidelines or overall security guidelines in place, so that we more focused on the unifying part of SAMM, and it was not that much about do we really need it, but to have a common baseline. So that's what helped us there a lot. Another thing we realized is that we need to think about the roles and their responsibilities more. So when I first started with SAMM, we really had a look at the different activities we need for the different security practices, and we started to implement some of them. And then there was a point, I think it was because we needed to plan the next fiscal year, and we needed to say how much time do we need for implementing this next things. and we discovered that we did not really thought about who has to carry out the several activities we planned. So there were some things we planned to do with the developers, some things that we wanted to do by the architects, by the security champions we established there, but we did not have an overall view of what the different roles in our AppSec program will be and where they need to connect, what their responsibilities are, who is responsible for thinking about doing the next threat modeling. Is it the security department? Is it the different teams? Is it the security champions? So it was very helpful to think about these responsibilities. So we did some role workshops with the different roles, discussed what the activities are that we want to do with implementing the next SAMM level, and then we discussed, is this something you see in your role as security champions? Is it something that you see in another role? And we built up some role canvases, and in the end we had a very good understanding for us who we need to talk to and who is responsible, but it was also very valuable for the roles to have this discussion and to share their opinions about what they need to do. So that's something I would do earlier now, not just starting with implementing different activities, but also to think about what are the different roles, what do they need, what do they need to do, what do they need to know. And in the end, it also helped us to put some numbers at it and estimated how much time do the different roles need to do the stuff we plan to. So that was the second lesson learned. Another thing I learned is that it makes sense to consider the governance in the AppSec program more than I did from the beginning, because I have a background in software development and also in pen testing, so I had a very practical approach to AppSecs. So when we started having our assessment and planned the first steps, I was always jumping at the technical solutions first, because that's where I come from. So we started with implementing tools, also doing threat modeling, and there were several times where we discovered that it might be helpful to have some of the governance part of SAMM beforehand. So for example, having thought more about what risk do we need to take, or do we want to take? How does this affect later the application risk profiles? What are the boundaries we have there to determine what the risk of the several applications is? So that was something that I realized later that it might help to put some of the stuff up front. I guess if you come from another background than me and you're more coming from process background, or maybe even a project management background, then maybe that's more obvious for you to think about the big picture first. But for a technical person like me, that was something that I needed to understand first, and then we do this more earlier than now. So that's the third lesson learned. Number 4 is something I'm more and more convinced, and I'm very happy to discuss this later, because I had some discussions in the past about that. But I have more and more the experience that SAMM is not really meant for engineers. And what do I mean with that? I had some clients, and especially in the beginning, we discussed the different steps and the different practices and what level does this contribute to with the engineers. And one client had a security manager. He was very focused on the different things, and every other week we went with the entire security champions team over what we did here for the different activities. But I think that the engineers do not really understand the overall pictures, and they do not necessarily need to know the overall picture, because they have a lot of different stuff already on their plate, thinking about a lot of different stuff. And it's not necessarily that they have the overall view of the entire OWASP SAMM and every activity in all different business functions, but more, I think it's the task of the security department or whoever is running the AppSec program to break down the things that are coming out of SAMM and to deliver them to the right recipients and to discuss it with them, and do not hassle them with the overall picture. So I think SAMM is great for structuring the AppSec program in itself and in an overview, but I would not give it to the development teams, or not necessarily give it to the development teams, and have them the deep insight into what is meant for the different levels. So, and number 5 is something I think many can agree with me. OWASP takes some time. So in the first project, we were very ambitious with the plans, and we thought about implementing this. That cannot take too long. We just distribute it to all the teams, and they can work with it in parallel, and we can do some centralized stuff. And the first roadmaps we built were very ambitious, and they crashed famously. So that's something I would not do anymore, to set a detailed roadmap for an entire level or even more, when I do not know the company, how fast are they implementing some new processes, how fast are they adopting to new tools. So I think it's hard to really estimate an entire roadmap up front. So I like to do more of a Kanban approach now, to see what the different activities is, and plan from month to month what can be done in the next time, and not to have too much ambitious plans in the beginning. So that was the last lesson learned. I think I'm pretty fast, even for my short 20-minute track, but hopefully we will have some discussions about that now. So to sum this up, I have a bonus lesson learned to be a bit more positive in the end. I really like OWASP SAMM, and I understand it more and more, and I hope I even understand it better after the day today. So it really helped us in our company and also at our clients. So that's why I'm here, and I really like the project. So now I would like to thank you for now, but also I'm open for any questions and of course opinions and discussions. Thanks a lot.